In West Africa, a general strike demanding higher wages brought Nigeria to a standstill. Nigeria has Africa's largest population and it's one of the world's top oil producers. Yet the nation of more than 200 million people has struggled with corruption, economic mismanagement and a weak currency. Union leaders want a higher minimum wage and blame recent reforms by President Bola Tinubu for worsening the situation. But can a general strike that shut down the national electric grid and several airports force the government to change course on this issue? Our correspondent Louisa Olaniyi puts this into perspective.
The cost of living crisis in Africa's most populous nation is at a breaking point, and the labor unions are fed up. Such protests have been a normal occurrence in the nation. The government claims slashed subsidies will save at least $788 million this year.
Whatever that we're going to get out of this will be for the betterment of every Nigerian, the poor, the rich, and the not too poor.
Two main unions, the Nigeria Labour Congress, NLC, and Trade Union Congress, TUC, have shut down the national grid. They stalled domestic flights and closed most federal offices, ports, petrol stations and courts to demand the government increase its offer for a higher minimum salary.
The Nigerian Labour Congress are actually exercising their right because poor masses are suffering. Things are very expensive, so they need to come up with this so as to government to address some issues and to make everyone comfortable.
The protests and the dismay came as President Bola Tinubu marked his first anniversary in office. Reforms initiated by the president last year, including the devaluation of Nigeria's currency, have caused inflation to skyrocket, worsening the cost of living crisis in Africa's most populous nation. It is the fourth time Nigerian workers have been striking since last May, when President Tinubu was first elected. Last August, resident doctors demanding better pay went on a 3-week strike that ravaged the public health sector. And in the heat of the moment, various companies, including Kimberly-Clark and Microsoft, have decided to close shop in Nigeria and venture to East Africa, with most of the investment portfolios now transferred to Kenya.
Experts say Nigeria may have lost about 149 billion naira in oil revenue due to the strike action and more from other sectors, as a 2-day action brought the economy to a standstill by shutting down the national power grid and disrupting flights across the country. Now, President Tinubu has embarked on Nigeria's boldest reforms, which has fueled a rise in inflation to an almost 30-year high and worsened a cost of living crisis, making the current minimum wage a joke to workers. From Lagos, Nigeria, Louisa Olaniyi, WION, World is One.
For all the latest news, download the WION app and subscribe to our YouTube channel.